Hello, do you know that there are core differences between a person who's an employee, a self-employed one, business owner, and investor? In this video, we are learning the word they use as they speak, using the book, The Cashflow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, which is a guide to financial freedom. And in this specific video, he's talking about how you know where a person belongs according to the words they use. Sounds interesting? Join me. Hello, welcome to Take a Step to a Better You. On this channel, I share what I learn, continue to learn. And this video is about this book, The Cashflow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki wrote the book, the famous book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. And this was his second book. It's a guide to financial freedom. I've been reading it, and you have been listening. If you are new, maybe you haven't, you are going to listen today. This is video number 13. If you are new, my name is Sherifa Nakalema. I'm a business owner here in Virginia, USA. And on this channel, I'm saying take a step to make your life better. My message is about business, about earning money, about personal development. That's what I talk about. And recently, I decided to talk about it through books. So I bring a good book, I read, and I add in my 2 cents. And then I do motivation too. So if any of that sounds interesting, please consider subscribing to this channel and leave a comment, like the video, share the video. And for those of you who already said yes, appreciate you very much. And you know that the good thing, to support me, you have to like the video and you have to leave a comment and you have to watch it to the end. That's how you support a YouTuber. Please do that. Thank you so much. And in this video, in fact, let me first share the schedule here. I'm here daily. I'm here every day. And 5 days a week is about the books. But then on Friday, I come live. And then on Sunday, I do motivation. But everything is happening at 12:30 p.m. USA Eastern Time. Please, these are the core or the keywords. 12:30 p.m. USA Eastern Time. That's how you get the equivalent to, if you search in Google, you get the equivalent of your local time. Please be here. Please subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified when things are happening. Okay. If you want to get, today, this book, in this video, on video 13 is about how you know the differences between the employees and the self-employed, like their mindsets, the kind of what they use. But if I get to that, I have to mention in the description, in fact, in the pinned comment too, there is a comment that's on top of all comments. That's my comment. I pin it there. It has a link to all the videos I've finished about this book. From number 1, including this one today, 13. Also at the end of this video, there's an end screen. You click, it's called the Cashflow Quadrant. If you click on that, it will take you to all of them. And then the description too. If you want to get to this book, audio is free for 1 month. Description, find that. Also, if you want to buy it, honestsoul.com, you can pass through there, or there's a link below the description. You go through my website and then you get to Amazon. Now, got that out of the way. We finished video 13. But in video 12, Robert was saying, by the way, Robert is, I don't talk about him much anymore, but he's a millionaire, investor, and entrepreneur. So he's all that, and he wrote the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So he knows what he's talking about. And when he speaks, we listen. So in number 12, he is saying that there are differences, core differences. When someone is an employee, when someone is a self-employed person or small business owner or a business person, those people who own large businesses and investors, they're all different. They have core difference, and the core difference is at the core, the difference is at the core of who they are. So that's what Rich Dad had told us in the previous video, number 12. Now in this 13, he's going to tell us the words they tend to use when they speak. But before I do that, I get to reading. I have to share the quadrant. You see when I use quadrant, what does that mean? I show the image. So quadrant, according to Robert Kiyosaki, we earn money from 4 quadrants. You could be in just one, you could be earning from just one, or 2, or 3, or all of them. So E and S E on the left is as an employee. You earn money, you work for someone, they pay you. S is for self-employed or small business owner. Then on the right is the business owner. That's a bigger business. And then I is for investors. So I need to always remind you what we're talking about. Although he's not always showing the image, I have to show it, especially if you are new. Now, I'm going to read what he talks about these people, how different they are. And he says, what are the core differences between those people? By the way, it could be the same person. It could be the same person who's an employee and also self-employed over here. But as you switch between those two, you're actually like over there, you listen to your boss. Over here, you are the boss. It's like different. That's what he's talking about, that you behave differently depending on where you are. Now, the subtitle here is, what are the core differences? And he says that how do I tell if people are an S, an E, an S, B, or I? How do you know when you're dealing with people without knowing much about them? One of the ways is by listening to their words. One of my rich daddy's greatest skills was being able to read people. He put read in quotes, to read people. But he also believed you could not judge a book by its cover. Rich dad like Henry Ford didn't have an excellent education. Remember, if you've been following me and you heard when I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, his level of education was actually 8th grade. He left school when he was 13. So I'm just adding that, because here he's saying that like Ford, he didn't have an excellent education. But both men knew how to hire and work with people who did, people who were very well educated. Rich Dad always explained to me that the ability to bring smart people together and work as a team was one of his primary skills. When I was 9, my rich dad began to teach me the skills necessary to be successful in the B and I quadrants. One of those skills was to get beyond the surface of a person and gaze into their core. Rich Dad used to say, if I listen to a person's words, I begin to see and feel their souls. So, as a young boy, I began to sit in with my rich dad when he hired people. From these interviews, I learned to listen, not so much for words, but for core values that my rich dad said came from their souls. Okay, now he's going to start suggesting like the words that people use. So the E quadrant words, these are the employees. A person who comes from the E employee quadrant might say, I'm looking for a safe, secure job with good pay and excellent benefits. If someone is speaking like that, you know they are from the employee quadrant. Then for those S quadrant, which is the self-employed or small business owner, a person who comes from the S self-employed quadrant might say, my rate is $75 per hour, or my normal commission rate is 6% of the total price, or I can't seem to find people who want to work and do the job right, or I've got more than 20 hours into this project. So you see, the way they speak is different. Then how about the B quadrant, the business owner? That's a bigger business. A person operating out of the B or business owner quadrant might say, I'm looking for a new president to run my company. See, they are different. And then the I one, from the I quadrant would say, someone operating out of the, someone operating out of the I investor quadrant might say, is my cash flow based on an internal rate of return or net rate of return? See, words keep changing, the language changes. So now he says, he has a subheadline, says, words are tools. Once my rich dad knew who the person who was interviewing was at their core, at least for this moment, he would know what they were really looking for, what he had to offer, and what word to use when speaking to them. Rich Dad always said, words are powerful tools. Rich Dad constantly reminded his son Mike and me of this. If you want to be a leader of people, then you need to be a master of words. So one of the skills necessary to be a great B or business owner is to be a master of words, knowing which words work on which kind of people. If he trained us to first listen carefully to the words the person used, then we would know which words we would use and when to use them in order to respond to that person in the most effective way. Rich Dad explained, one word may excite one type of person, while that same word could completely turn off another person. For example, the word risk might be exciting to a person in the I quadrant, but evoke total fear to someone in the E quadrant. I, the investor, would be excited by the word risk, but an employee would be scared of. Okay, I'm finishing, by the way. To be great leaders, Rich Dad stressed that we first had to be great listeners. If you don't listen to the words a person uses, you'll never be able to feel their soul. And if you don't listen to their soul, you'll never know to whom you are talking. So that's the end of the reading. That's why I'll stop with 13. But I'll continue because now he's going to talk about the core differences. He goes more in detail. So I don't want to be too long. So I'll stop here for now. And I wanted to add something about, I mentioned it, I used to record videos on business tips. And I have a video where I was talking about when you're an employer. I think it's actually my motivation too. When you're an employer, you need to know your employees and what they value. For example, if you have, this is about understanding people. If you have employees, some are parents, especially moms, even dads, they have young children, they care about flexible hours. They care about giving them some time off when the child is sick, coming a little bit late, leaving a little bit early. You have to understand that that's what they value. Now you could have this young man, he's interested in more money and more money and more money. So he may buy, like when you have like overtime offers, someone who wants overtime, extra days, all that you know who to call because you know what they care about. They want more money. Then you may have another one who's ambitious. They want a promotion. Then you put them in the places where you could promote them. Before you promote someone in your business, you have to make sure they work in different departments so that later when you make them the boss, they know what's going on everywhere. So if you have that kind of person who wants to, in the end, be a leader, to go up in the ladder, you can move them around and make sure they know everything and then later promote them. So some people don't like change. Some people, they don't want to be moved from one department to another. So that one is different. And then it's like you have to know your people and you better actually hear what they have to say as you hire them. Because then, like you say, listen to what they care about. And then as you deal with them later, know what they care about. Some people will appreciate, in fact, will appreciate if you know what they care about and give it to them. Different. Someone wants a day off, they can have a day off, flex hours. Otherwise, sometimes they want to work from home. You know them and you do what they want. You try to support each other. You support them as long as they're doing a good job. Just understand your place or your employees. That's just my 2 cents. For those who are employers and for those who are thinking of employing people, don't just be rigid. Understand the people. Okay, leave a comment for me. I'll end it there. If you came a little bit later, if this is the premiere, remember I always mention I have links in the description. To get the book, audio is free. To get it to physical buying, Amazon, and also I have a link in the pinned comment. In the top of the comments, you can find all the videos we finished, all the way from number 1 to 13. Like I always end them. I say, take very good care of yourself. Take very good care of your families. Take very good care of your health. Please like the video. Like it before you leave a comment. Because if you start typing the comment, you're going to forget to like it. And yet, liking is also very important. You're communicating with YouTube. YouTube is watching those likes. Take a step to better you. Bye-bye.